With COVID-19, a lot of people are having to do 14-day quarantines, and a 14-day quarantine can either feel like heaven or hell. And today I want to give you 5 tips on what makes the difference. Today it's a crazy windstorm here in Toronto. We're on the 67th floor, so I think it's time to go get inside before I get blown off the balcony. Whew, that's much better, a lot more cozy and nice inside. I do apologize if there's a howling wind sound. There's so many windows and balconies here, and with the wind just blowing through, it's making all these crazy noises. So sorry if the audio is not perfect in today's video. But today I want to talk about 14-day quarantines. We just finished our 14-day quarantine here in Toronto. And like I said in the intro, a 14-day quarantine can either feel like heaven or like hell. Because 14 days is a long time to be cooped up inside, and if you don't have a game plan going into your 14-day quarantine, it might not go as well as you'd like. So that's why today I want to give you 5 tips on how to do your quarantine well and make it feel like heaven, not hell. So tip number 1 is make sure you get dressed every day. Now, I know you might be tempted because you're stuck inside for 14 days, you're not gonna see anyone, that you're just gonna stay in your pajamas all day long. But I noticed that during our 14-day quarantine, by living a normal life for the quarantine time period, it helps you out. So getting dressed, putting on your clothes, getting ready, taking a shower, all those things prepares your body to start the day and be productive and enjoy it rather than just endure through the day in your pajamas. So it's a simple tip, but make sure that you get dressed every single day and maybe sometimes spice it up. Get dressed a little bit better. Maybe then on a Saturday morning you can have a casual pajama day, but doing that helps you get through your quarantine well. Let me take the camera over there because I think it's gonna be howling a little bit less in our kitchen. Let me just adjust the lighting. All right, tip number 2 is make sure that you have every day a certain routine or rhythm. So Vera and I, during our quarantine, every day we'd wake up at a certain time, we'd wake up in the morning, do some morning reading, devotionals. From there, we'd have breakfast. After breakfast, we'd often do our morning workout. Sweaty workout, success. Time to go grab a shower, get freshened up before my mentoring calls. After morning workout, we'd do some work, have lunch. After lunch, maybe we'd just play some Carcassonne or some sort of cards just to have a little bit of fun after lunch. And then after that, we continue the day with some more work and then dinner time. And then after dinner time, I felt like at that point, we've spent enough time working and working out that the evening was then our time to just relax. So sometimes it was just watching some Netflix shows or a movie. Other times it was just spending the evening reading a book. But having a daily routine, some sort of schedule really makes the day goes by fast, rather than if we would just woke up in the morning and just watch Netflix for 12 hours straight. It might be nice for one day, but 14 days straight of that, it gets pretty tiring. So I'd highly suggest having some sort of rhythm or routine to your day. And not only will the time go by faster, but you might actually get something productive done during your quarantine, which is not a half bad thing to do while you have 14 days to kill. So tip number 2 is make sure you have some sort of rhythm or routine for each quarantine day. And if it doesn't go always as planned, maybe you're not as productive as you would like to be, it's okay. It's good to be a little bit graceful to yourself because a quarantine is a very different thing that you're used to, so it's not always the easiest to go through yourself. Tip number 3 is make sure you exercise daily. Now, some of you guys might be saying, I don't even exercise outside of quarantine life, so why would I exercise during quarantine? Well, in normal everyday life, you're walking to the grocery store or you're commuting to work or you take your dog out for a walk, but during quarantine, you're just cooped up inside, so you're not getting a lot of steps in, which means you're not being very active. The other benefit of exercise is that even if you exercise just for 15 minutes or 30 minutes, you're gonna get a nice shot of dopamine, which means you're just gonna feel better about yourself, better about the day, and it'll make you just have a higher spirit when you're doing your quarantine. Vera and I were getting really creative during our quarantine. We were doing just exercise inside, watching home workouts on the TV. During COVID-19, there has been a soaring amount of YouTube channels created with home workouts for people to try out. So just write in YouTube, home workout with body weight only, and you're gonna get so many exercises that you can do. We also brought actually a skipping rope from Finland, so it was really nice just to jump this skipping rope here. I was doing just, body workouts for the muscles with my body. So I was doing push-ups on a flat level, decline with bed or incline on the bed, and getting my whole pec workout done right here at the home. So even if you can't get to the gym or you can't go outside to run, it's possible to work out. Vera actually one day was crazy enough to run 10 kilometers inside our apartment, and the apartment that we're at right now isn't very big, so she literally just ran across back and forth probably like 10,000 times until she ran 10 kilometers. But hey, she did it, and I'm sure she felt really good after that 10K run, minus the blisters. So in order to do your quarantine well, make sure you have exercise daily, and you're gonna get that nice hit of dopamine making you feel good about yourself. Tip number 4 is get a place with awesome views. Now, not everyone has the luxury of doing this, but if you can go rent an Airbnb or a place with really nice views, I would highly suggest it. Because during your quarantine, you're stuck inside all day long and you can't go out and explore, but you can enjoy the views. And I've noticed that when you have nice views to look at, it really makes you feel better and just more enjoyable throughout the day. I mean, come on, look at these views. If every day you got to look outside your window, the city of Toronto, even though today's a little bit more cloudy and windy, I think anyone is gonna feel good about their day when they can just stare out into this city on a daily basis. So if you got the extra cash, spend it on getting an Airbnb, an apartment with really nice views so that you can actually enjoy your 2-week quarantine. And tip number 5 for how to do a quarantine well: use your time to start a project that you've wanted to for a while, or use that time to learn something new. During my quarantine time, I had a lot of extra time, so I thought I'm gonna use this time to learn a lot more, and I've been watching a whole lot of classes on Skillshare. Skillshare is actually the sponsor of this episode, and if you haven't yet heard about them, Skillshare is an amazing platform with thousands of classes, and you can learn about pretty much anything and everything. Everything from photography to filmmaking to design or even cooking. There's classes on everything. And during this quarantine time, I've been trying to challenge myself to watch one class every single day, because a lot of the classes take anywhere from 30 minutes to 1 hour, and that's not too much time out of my day to learn something new and develop myself as a creative. If you yourself know you're gonna be doing a quarantine in the near future, you're in luck, because you can now, for limited time, click the link in my description, and the first 1,000 people are gonna get free access to Skillshare Premium. And if you find that you really enjoy Skillshare and you're really benefiting from the classes on their platform, you can sign up for an annual subscription, and it's gonna be less than $10 US a month. So not a lot of money to learn and develop your skills. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed my video on 5 tips on how to do quarantine well. I just want to remind you guys here at the end of the video, if things don't go always as planned or not every day is a great day, it's okay, because quarantines are not easy to do, especially if you're doing it alone. I was lucky enough to do this quarantine with my wife Vera, and 14 days with her kind of felt like a little vacation. We didn't have to do too much work. We got to spend a lot of time together, playing, exercising, hanging out, and it was a lot of fun. So quarantines, like I said, can either be heaven or hell.